Okay.
I put the table out and...
Yeah, whatever happens, happens. Yeah, you're right. Mitzvah Mem Chet. Mitzvah 48. Shelo yakeh haben ha'av ve'ha'em. A child is commanded not to strike his father or his mother. Va'afilu imhem yaku oto haka'ah rabbah. Even if the parents were to give him the belt or the whip or the other things to strike him with a heavy beating, as long as they're not trying to take his life, meaning as long as they're not trying to kill him, he's not allowed to hit them back. Shneimar, as the pasuk says, one who strikes his father or mother shall be put to death. Even though the Torah does not state an explicit prohibition regarding striking the parents, sheyomar al taku ha'avot, meaning you don't have a verse that says don't hit the parents. It just says that one who strikes his parents will be put to death. Ela katav onesh hamakeh otam. It just says the punishment. V'derech haTalmud leolam lishol beinyan kazeh velomar. We find in the Gemara to always ask this question: Onesh shamanu azhara minayin. I see the punishment, but where's the warning? Right? You're telling me that he's going to be put to death, but where are you telling me that he can't do it? Gam bazeh yeshlanu azhara. Truth is, the Chinuch says we have a prohibition here to this mitzvah. Share anu musarin al kol ish miYisrael shelo le'akoto. We are told by the Torah that any Jew you're not allowed to hit. Shekatuv v'mishin chayev malkut, with regards to someone who's liable to malkut, lashes. 40 yakenu lo yosif. 40 he shall strike and he shall not add. Meaning you're supposed to give 39 lashes. You're not allowed to give 42 or 45 or whatever it is, because that would be striking your friend. V'kol sheken lemi shelo nitchayev. Al achad kama v'kama, you shouldn't give or strike someone that he's not chayav upon punishment. This guy at least got deserving of lashes. You can't strike someone who is not deserving of anything. V'ha'av bichal Yisraelu, and one's father and mother is included as a Jew. Ve'azharato me'acha, and therefore the scriptural warning comes from that pasuk of not to add lashes. Ve'afa pi shelav zeh shel lo yosif. Even though this prohibition of not adding nechshav lav bifnei atzmo, it's considered one of its own mitzvot. It's mitzvah number 595. Mikol makom hare klal biyadenu. We have a principle. Shekol sheyesh bo karet o mita yesh bo lav. That any violation that carries with it karet or death must have a prohibition. Chutz, except for Pesach umila. If you neglect a korban Pesach or neglect the mitzvah of Brit Milam, that does not have a specific lav. Uvakat avaem, with regards to striking one's father or mother, hare yesh bo karet belo edim. It carries the penalty of karet if the violation occurred without any witnesses. And what happens if you have witnesses? Umita be'edim. It has a death penalty if there are witnesses, and that's why we have a separate prohibition. V'aken yesh lanu lomar al kol panim. We must say regardless shenilmad hazara bo mikra de lo yosif, that the prohibition for this avera comes from the pasuk of lo yosif lakoto al ele. You cannot add lashes. Achar shelo mesanua b'makom acher, since we don't find it anywhere else. V'tiyeh ikar hazara leIsrael. The primary subject of this avera will be striking any Jew. Ubichlala, and in addition to that, nilmad lemakeh avaem, will find that striking one's father and mother is included. Ve'inyan chiyuv amita b'makeh, with regards to the description, which would incur liability to this capital punishment. Amru zichronai v'racha shehu ke'otzi mehem dam davka. It's specifically if he draws blood from them with the blow. No. Well, if the student is a Jew, and if you're doing, well, I'm not going to answer that question on the record. No, you can't strike a student. Well, back then they used to, but for the purpose of a toilet or learning or getting to concentrate to learn Torah, nowadays, don't do so.
I heard a lecture by Rabbi Ovadia Yosef.
Oh yeah?
He said, absolutely not.
Yeah, it's you can't do it.
He said, a teacher that he hits the kid, we should throw him from all the stairs.
Okay. Again, so to get capital punishment for striking your parents, you need to draw blood. Masha'en kan bishar kol adam. That's not the case with other people. Sha'afilu hotzi men dam nitan lechiyuv mamon. Even if one were to draw blood, he's not chayav mita. He's only chayav monetary liability. Misharsha mitzvah. Why do we have this mitzvah? What's the purpose of the mitzvah? Leyaser hanevalim v'hamosrim, to punish the degenerates and the wayward ones. She'erimu yad b'mi she'aviyam la'olam b'ritzon ha'el, who raised their hand towards the people who brought them in this world, your parents. Ve'asa lahem kama tovot, and they also did numerous acts of goodness to him. Umelech b'mishpat yamid aretz, he quotes this pasuk again, that through justice a king establishes a land. Dinah mitzvah, the laws of this mitzvah, numerous. Kegon, for example, makeu le'achar mita shepatur. If one strikes his father after his father passes away, he's exempt. He's not chayav mita. Ve'ikau alozno ve'cheresho shechayav mita. One who strikes his father on his ear, causing him to become deaf, also he's chayav mita, even though no blood exited the body. It's impossible that if you deafen someone, it's impossible that there was no blood that was not produced inside. One, we spoke about this in Sudas Rishit, one who wounds his father in the course of healing him, for example, a medical procedure. So like if you have to administer a needle to your father, and by doing so, you're causing a bruise, okay, you're patur. Lechatchila, a person shouldn't do so. He shouldn't do this type of thing. If it's possible to do it by another person. So of course we gave the example last time that a dentist is not allowed to work on his parents. Vedin shetuki shechayav alimo velo alaviv. Among these laws, you have a shetuki. A shetuki is we don't know who the father is. He's liable for striking his mother, but he's not liable for striking who we think his father is, because we don't know for sure who his father is. Vedin ger sheorato shelo biktusha shen chayav bishneim. The law of a convert whose conception was not in the state of kedusha, meaning he was conceived before his mother's conversion, also is patur from striking one of his parents. Vedin ger she'asur lo le'akot aviv goy d'rabanan, and the law that a convert is forbidden by the chachamim to strike his non-Jewish father. So it's not deoraita, but it's d'rabanan. Vedin mishayu aviv ve'imo reshaim gemurim mefursamim. You also have parents who are completely wicked, and everybody knows about their wickedness. Shepatur al hakatan. In that case, if someone strikes his parents, he is exempt from the death penalty. Ad she'asu teshuvah, until they repent from their wickedness, and then again, if he strikes them, he's chayav. Aval asur hu mikol makom afilu kodem teshuvah. But nevertheless, even though he's not liable to the death penalty, he's still not allowed to strike his wicked parents. Furthermore, any violation which the father might transgress, the son, if he's found to be liable for corporal punishment, the son cannot serve as a bedin to administer that punishment. Chutz mi mesit, unless, of course, the father is an insider to avodah zarah. V'yete pratea besof Sanhedrin. The additional laws of this mitzvah can be found in Masechet Sanhedrin. V'noeget bechol makom ukol zeman. This mitzvah applies to all locations and all times. V'zecharim u'nekevot, to men and women. V'tumtum v'adroginus, as well to tumtum and androginus, which means we don't know if they're a man or a lady, or their organs are covered. V'over alea, and someone who transgresses this mitzvah, v'ikau tam akashish b'chabura, and strikes his parents with a blow that inflicts a wound, be'adim v'atra'ah, in front of witnesses and with a warning, mitato bechenek, is executed through strangulation.
What happens if the son has mental issues?
And he's with
his father. So
you're not exempt because you have mental issues. No. Yeah. So you're chayav chenek. Ublo chabura, if you strike your father or mother and you don't produce a wound, chayav alehem kishar kol adam, then is no different than the law of striking any other person, which the laws are, shamakef chavero hakashish batashlumin sheshaveh pruta, one who strikes his friend with a blow that requires compensation in the amount of a pruta or more, mishalem ve'eno lokeh, he has to pay that compensation, doesn't get malkut. But if the blow is not one that requires compensation. Loke ve'eno meshalem. He is inflicted with malkut, lashes, but does not pay. Shalacha hi en adam met umshalem, because the rule is a person does not incur the death penalty and also pay monetary damages, and that's why if you're going to die for striking your parent after you inflict a wound, you're not going to have to pay anything. V'chen en loke umshalem, and similarly the other way around, one does not incur malkut and also pay monetary damages. Okay.